Hi, I'm going to be showing you how you can do searching through CINAHL. So when you default, it comes to the advanced page. I'm going to have you go to the basic search to start, just to show you. So if I start typing a word, it'll give you variations. So sometimes those are helpful, and you can just start building a search from there and do a search. So there's some of the filters here on at the top. So if you click on all filters, you can see other filters here. But that's still not quite all the filters, and I'll show you where you can find some more. These will let you, the little check boxes will let you download or save or share to an email. So if I click on here, this is where the email is. And then, or cite things. So I'm going to take that off. You could show more than 10 items. You could sort by date or relevance. You can use the three things to save a search, but you need to be signed in. So you just click on EBSCO and create an account. Because I'm a SLU employee, this is not going to let me show that. So I'm going to also show quickly the advanced search. So here you can see different fields that you might want to search. But if I scroll down, you'll see different limits here. So authors, if you're looking to limit by certain article types like systematic reviews, this is where this would be as under publication type. And then scroll down and you can see other filters and limits. So I'm going to clear that out. The other thing I will point out is that you might want to look at how it's searching. I'm not going to go over this in detail, but this does affect sometimes your search results. So the other thing I'll point out is that CINAHL has its own subject headings. So if I go to CINAHL headings, I can look for a term. So if it's not there, I'm going to try a different term and see. New nurse. So it's going to say new graduate sources, and then I can, if I click on the actual, it'll give me more details and what it's using, and then I can click add to search. Then, so you could say, this is where you might want to add other terms, so in one field, or you can or. So I could say retention, or attrition, or turnover, or so. And then I could say whether it's onboarding or orientation or training. So then I can hit search. And it gives me 22 results. So when you're building searches, you want to kind of break down your thing into concepts. So I'm going to do this with advanced search again. So whether it's new graduate nurses, or I could do new nurses. So it's defaulting to proximity, so it's going to say new within 5 words of nurse. And then, so if that's you want to think of similar concepts, so new nurses, new graduate nurses, new to nursing, new, newly employed people. So other terms that might mean new nurse. And then the second concept, so if it's about retention, it's like retention, attrition, turnover, might be ideas. And then orientation or training is how I'm breaking this down. So you want to break down your search into different concepts. So nurse and retention and onboarding. And then hit search. So that finds me fewer things because I'm not using the subject heading. This is where subject headings might be helpful. So then I can take this and click on an article. I could see the title, the authors, the sources. here's where the subject headings are and the minor subjects, and I can scroll down and see the abstract. So that's some basics for getting started with a search. You want to kind of think about your concepts broadly and break it down into concepts. So if you were thinking of PICO, let's say in Hospital Falls, or Patient Falls, does socks, and I'm just making something up, or signs help with sign or signage help prevent future falls. So I'm not going to put in the future falls. So ironically, this didn't find anything, but I know there's stuff on this. So it's actually found 3. So you can kind of see where it's coming from, and then so I wanted to find articles like this. I could say accidental falls prevention and control, and then I could use that and just search that idea, and then build things with this. So I could, if I go back to recent activity, it'll show me what I've recently searched. So there's my recent activity. I can add another line. So I could say all ice, or bed alarms, it's 2 different strategies, and it's going to search just those 2 things. What I'm going to do is go back to recent activity. I'm going to take accidental falls and call lights, and then I can combine those 2 searches with and. So it'll say 7, which is this line number, and 8, so that's what it's showing you. And then that gives me 30 results. So hopefully that's been a little helpful. If you have questions on anything I've showed you, please let me know. Thank you.